Beletrina, v živo.
Živijo, dobrodošli v Beletrini v živo. V današnji epizodi se bomo pogovarjali s češko pisateljico Lucie Faulerovo o njenem romanu Smrt me bo objela. So, yeah, if we start with Death Maiden, or in Slovene, Objela me bo smrt. So, I was reading the novel for some time, not because it's heavy or whatnot, but I just didn't have a lot of time, so I was reading it in like smaller chunks, in like smaller parts. And then when I was going through some secondary sources, also the things that were published on European Prize for Literature, I was surprised to read that it was a novel about grief, because not that it's not about grief, but it's also about so many other things. Because just when I was like, okay, this is like a Bildungsnovel, or this is a novel about travel or journey of some sorts, it moved away, it moved to something else. So, but this is not to say that this is like a novel about emptiness in a bad way. So if you're empty, we kind of always think about this as something that's bad, but it's empty in a way that you let everything go through you and reflect on everything. So what was the process behind writing Death Maiden? How all these different genres came to be there? Because when I went reading for the second and third time, I noticed a lot of like Easter eggs.
So many times, really.
Three, but like the third time was really like a fast read. But yeah, so anyway, when I was rereading it, I noticed like a lot of Easter eggs for genres and things connecting the way I didn't see or read before. So how was the process? How did you select, I don't know, scenes and themes and content?
Yeah. At the beginning, I knew that I wanted this novel to look like collage of her life, of Maria's life, like random associations, like broken fragments. And I didn't know exactly how I could do that, because also I needed certain things to be uncovered at certain moments. So I tried to not to figure it out how would I do that at the beginning, and I just start to write individual fragments, like they came to my mind, like what I wanted to write at that exact moment. I just wrote it, and then when I had like half of the text, all like I don't know, 100 pages, I just cut it out, these fragments, with the scissors, and print it all up, and then cut it out, and then I put it on my floor at my flat and just puzzle it. I played with it, and it took me some times, and but I enjoyed it a lot, and I just tried to figure it out, what's missing, and then just wrote the missing pieces, and finish the book, finish the puzzle. But yeah, it was a little bit insane process.
It was as much as a puzzle for me, like a reader, as it was for you, a writer, which is interesting
Yeah.
it seems. So
It was, yeah.
When did the trains appear in the novel? Like I was also reading at some point. I was reading like a chunk of the novel also on a train, and it was very immersive in this sense. I do think this is due to translation of Anja Simic. It's really wonderful, really wonderfully done. But was like a train some sort of structure, like all the noises that trains make? Because yeah, it really seems like it was like the pace of the novel was picking up the same way as train do.
Yeah, I really love Czech language, and I really love to play with it and with the sounds, uh, and um, and also I love trains, and I wanted you know I wanted this novel not sorry I have to I wanted this novel to not only to be story about the girl who's sitting on a train and telling her story. I wanted this to be like this journey, exactly this journey in a train. I tried to figure it out how to connect her mental journey, Maria's mental journey, and the physical sensation of riding train. So yeah, I just somehow developed it. Because I liked the metaphor, symbolic metaphor journey, like her uh, life journey, and I tried to create um, I don't know these noises and sounds of the train. Uh, mm, mm, um,
It does provide,
I
it does create some sort of a timeline. So, I mean, I guess when you board the train, you also expect to arrive somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes you don't know how you will arrive, at least.
Yes,
That's the
because
case with
the
our train network.
trains have these these rail switches, like the mechanism if you need to change direction, and it suits me to her try. Sorry, it's my cat. It suits to the idea of Maria's trying to avoid the painful topics in her life. So if it makes any sense, what I
No, it,
try to
no, it
say.
does. It does make sense. So it's not only a chronological sense, or like or a journey in a sense of like we leave at 2 and then we arrive at 5, and it's a very clear cut thing. But I guess in case of Maria, this journey goes in many different directions,
Yeah.
and it does arrive
Many
at the end,
layers,
and,
maybe. Yeah.
and in many different layers. I found Maria a very fascinating character in a sense, precisely because of all these layers. Because there's a layer of Maria as a child, also as a teenager, maybe, and then also maybe at a more mature age. And then you also see her from different perspectives, so a perspective of her family, of how the way she sees herself, how she wants to see herself, or how she actually is. And I really like her fascination with, not that I like, I found it really like interesting that she's fascinating with holes, with darkness, with depth. And I felt all these surfaces, well, they are not actually surfaces, but for her they were like a way of
Yeah.
reflecting herself in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Because in a way, but then as this reflection happened, I also noticed that there was a lot of like mumbling going on. So it's like, okay, when you start reflecting yourself, also other parts of your personality get hidden or like taken away. I don't know. I found this like connection between mirroring and darkness and depth and mumbling a bit puzzling. So maybe could you explain this a bit more for me?
Um, oh, and explain exactly what? Sorry.
Not why did you use mumbling, but maybe,
And
yeah,
mumbling,
maybe,
you mean her inability to speak normally? Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to explain it to because I hope somebody will read it, and I don't want to, I don't want to explain it or interpret it. Yeah, but it has to do with searching for the meaning. It was mm, yeah. Sorry.
Sometimes like the meaning doesn't make sense when we want to like understand it.
Yes. For me was interested to have main character, the narrator, who tells you a story, but also he's speechless. He tries to understand something really important in her life. But also she can speak. What's her saying is not making sense. So this this paradox, I liked it. So
No, it makes. I think this is a fair way to say it, because because I think also like this mumbling acted for me as I was reading it, like a part of the novel that I could not understand, and I was really trying to make sense of it. And I think it's much more, I guess, it makes a better effect in terms of like reading and understanding, because it's not given to you at face value and you're like, oh, thank you, and then you move on. But then you're also forced, I guess, to go on this journey, as we said, with Maria, and go through things that don't make sense in many ways.
Yeah.
So how come, when did you decide to include family? Because obviously there's Maria and Madla, so her sister. I will try to not reveal too much.
Thank you.
But I was really surprised when there were so many parts of the novel relating or like mentioning the family, also like describing them at various I guess times, and it all came together as sort of a photography, not like a photography in a very clear way, maybe like a Polaroid, where you have like some parts that are not very clear. So why did you maybe decide to expand from this relationship between Maria and Madla to the whole family?
I don't know when, maybe at the beginning, because when you are, on the mental journey in your head, your family is always there. It's so I knew, and I think the whole family, especially father and brother, are so important, like Madla. Yeah, and but also like you said, I tried to describe them only like like photographs, like frozen in time, like everything in this collage, in this fragments, because I wanted to describe them only in the memories that are crucial for Maria's point of view, for Maria's story. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed like this photographic effect, so to say. I guess it's an effect, because then you can, I think you get a really good sense of their relationship, like the relationship they had between each other, especially between Maria and her brother, which was a really touching one, I guess. I will not expand on this. Let the readers do their job and read the novel. But these parts are, I think, the most, for me at least, like the most touching ones, because well, we will continue when everyone reads the novel. So another thing I noticed was like the tension between all this like new age practices that are mentioned, aimed at like finding happiness, finding it quickly or as quickly as possible, and which are I guess in a another paradox with Morana, so to mention like a Slavic goddess of death, but also of, as I read on the internet, which, you know, reliable as it is, it's she's also a goddess of rebirth. So how does this all come together? Because I think those two practices are seem very apart from each other.
Yeah, it's that was also I liked also this paradox of, you know, faith with Morana. It's a between Christian age is faith, and the New Age is what is now, and these days for many people it's the way how to deal with their life, how to, I don't know, it's new faith. Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to use both of these
principles, I guess.
Yes.
But was there some critic involved, at least in like in the New Age practices? Because at some parts I was like, okay, is this supposed to be funny or not? But
that's a good thing. But I like this that you didn't know.
Yeah, but was there like some critic implied in the way that, you know, in maybe like contemporary times we want to find quick solutions for things that are heavy and that also take time?
I don't think it's a critic. It's like it is. And I was curious, so I went on some of this, you know, New Age things. But I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to judge it. But yeah, some of them are totally bullshit, and some of them maybe have some sense of meaning for some people, definitely. And if it works for some people, it's amazing. And but also I don't think it works for everybody, right? But I know it's like quick solutions, maybe fake quick solutions, but I didn't want to, you know, make some statement about this. I didn't want to critique it. I just want to use it, and yeah, that's it.
No, yeah, it's obviously connected to the collage that you were mentioning, to like breaking a text, something that was maybe not really complete, but maybe more together, more together.
They are pieces from the whole puzzle of searching for a meaning, I think.
Yeah, but it's I mean, I guess if we talk about puzzle, then we can also talk, not too much, but we can also talk about the end, because like the whole puzzle makes a lot of sense, though some pieces seem very much off. So I guess from many things that we talked, we didn't seem, but it's also, this novel also talks about hope, but it's not, maybe not hope in the sense of like, okay, everything's gonna turn out great, but also hope that, well, maybe some things can be different, and so at some point, which I think it's a very meaningful way to end the novel. So, you know, from all this conundrum, tantrums, everything going on, we finish in a rather peaceful place. I mean, obviously it was intentional, but was it difficult to arrive at this point with all the problem, especially because of the process you mentioned?
Yeah, but this was a process too. I didn't know at the beginning how the story will end, and it was a journey for me to find out. But at the end, it wasn't difficult. No, it wasn't, because the opposite. I don't know how to say it. I just knew at some point this is the end. This is the way how to end it, and I don't have any other options how to end it. So it wasn't difficult, absolutely not.
How long was the whole writing process and revising?
Oh, I don't know, because it's so I if when started happened in my mind, I don't count the days, the years, and because I can see the very beginning, because I'm like a collector or a sponge. I have some topics in my head, some things that thrill me somehow, and I just I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to tell it.
Some themes that maybe you reflect on them, think about them.
Yeah, and I collected by the years, and it's not like I have this topic, I have this idea, and I go and write about it. It's like I heard that, and I think about that, and it's collecting and collecting, and then I just sit and try to
make sense of it.
Yes. So the whole process in my head, it could, I don't know, last like 4, 5, 6 years, but it wasn't, intense trying to think about this story. And the writing was maybe, I think, like 5 months, then maybe 4 months break, pausa, and then maybe 2 months, and that's it. 7, 8 months totally, I think.
Okay. Like and when did you? Well, you said that when you had the end, you knew this was it. Wow. Are you collecting anything new these days?
Yeah. And it's a little bit about the end of the world. So I hope I write it before the real end of the world.
Yeah,
so
me too. And I hope it gets translated also to Slovene, because my Czech is not the best, though I spent some months in Prague. So
I believe Anja will translate it.
Yeah, I'm really counting on her to do that.
Me too.
So yeah, thank you for this conversation.
Thank you so much, and sorry for my English, but you have the titles right, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, thank you for your time, and well, hope to see you, to talk to you sometime soon.
Thank you, and I hope to. Bye.
Bye.
Beletrina, v živo.